Welcome to Thursday, North Georgia Now Today. On Thursday, you never know who I'm going to have as co-host. And because Abby Collins was on a couple of weeks ago and she did a fabulous job, she got to come back. Well, she got to come back because you've got some great news. And we like good news, good things happening, and we want to hear good things. You just got back from Camp Sunshine.
Yes, ma'am. I just got back from Camp Sunshine 2 weeks ago.
And are these pictures of you doing crazy things?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing there?
I was getting ready to do the pamper pole.
Okay, and that is?
A telephone pole that you climb up and stand on top of and then jump off of it.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like bungee jumping? A little bit?
Sort of, yeah.
A little bit? Okay, all right. And, I know what this is. All right, we're going to get a close-up of this. Now, let's talk a little bit about your good news. What kind of good news did you get yesterday?
Well, yesterday I went down to the doctor for my blood work, port flush, and checkup. And
for people who don't know, a port flush, you have a port in because of chemo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And as we were there getting all that done, they were talking to us, and they told us that my tumor, after my MRI I had last week, that my tumor was stable and that the cyst had gotten smaller. Mm-hmm. And on our way home, they called us and told us that they would go ahead and take my port out,
Yay!
which is a month earlier than it's supposed to be.
Okay. Are you excited about that?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Okay, this little detour you've had to take really hasn't changed your lifestyle, has it?
No, ma'am.
You've still been active. You've still been straight A student. Dadgum your height. I could never make straight A's. You've always made straight A's, and you have always kept a very positive attitude.
Yes.
You think that's part of successfully coming through what you've just come through?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. Now, what about the community who has supported you? Because so much support, so many prayers.
Yes, I've had so much support. Every day I get a new message from somebody saying, thinking of you today, or praying for you, or things like that.
Has it made a difference?
Yes, it has truly made a difference with my church, my school, my friends, my family, with everybody, just helping me along the way.
Now, somebody told me that you're kind of the one that keeps the positive tone flowing, that you do not accept defeat or failure, and that you're very positive yourself. And I think that has a lot to do with why you're doing so well.
Yes.
A lot to do with it. Now, because you're here and you're a very special person, we're going to ask prayer for another very special lady. She's an older lady. She's older than me. And her name is Janet Dorsey. And we want to ask you to please pray for her. Everybody prayed for Abby, and everybody knows that the results were amazing. Miss Janet has had cancer a couple of times, and that nasty stuff has come back. And now she wants us to pray for her. So I think that if we can get thousands and thousands of people praying just a little prayer every day, stop and say a little prayer for Miss Janet Dorsey. Many of you know her because you know that her husband, Dog Dorsey, was ball coach in Pickens County for 100 years. And they are an amazing, amazing couple. And she is an amazing, amazing lady with the greatest attitude. And I think her attitude, too, is why she's made it as far as she has. And attitude has a lot to do with how things turn out.
Yes.
So I want today, if you would please stop today and say a special little prayer for my friend, my buddy, sweet, sweet lady. Hope that one day people can say, why, she's as sweet as Janet Dorsey. I doubt it. But she is an awesome, awesome lady. So please today pray for her. Now today we have a special guest we finally found somebody older than me to come on the show. She's 82 years old. She is a stand-up comedian. And I hope at 82 I can remember to put socks on that match. And I hope at 82 I can remember the lines that I would want to use. But she is a stand-up comedian and did it a little while in the olden days. And then, took time off, raised the kids, took care of the parents, did all the things that moms do. And then she said, I really want to do this again. So you got to give her credit now. You think about it, 82 years old. Honey, she could be sitting on the porch rocking and stringing beans. Now, Abby, let's talk about the garden. You got to actually see where the vegetables are coming from yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
You saw the small garden. Big gardens in ball ground. Y'all got cucumbers, tomatoes, squash. How do you like squash cooked?
I don't really eat squash.
Okay, but Daddy does?
Yes.
Daddy does. Okay, how does Daddy like it?
I think he likes it anyway. He likes it on the stove.
Like grilled. A lot of people, and I never think about this, we were talking about I have fried squash, boiled squash, made squash casserole, and somebody said, well, I like it on the grill. And I thought, I've never done that. I've had it in restaurants, but I've never done it. So now I had hoped today to have a bushel of beans here, and we were going to have our 82-year-old guest and her daughter and Abby and I sit here and string beans while we talk to y'all. The beans weren't quite ready. They'll be picked on Saturday morning. So, darn it, because I wanted to teach you. I figured an 82-year-old could teach me something and I could teach you something. We would sit here and string beans, but not going to get to do that today. So, we'll do that next program.
Okay.
Okay, now you go back to school when?
I go back to school August 12th.
Okay, you looking forward to it?
Yeah.
I would look forward to going back to school if you went back to school September the 9th. I think you should go back after Labor Day. And anybody who started these goofy rules that you take the kids into summer when it's 110 degrees and you put them back on those buses when it's 110 degrees, I totally disagree with that. I think that Memorial Day, you cut it off, and Labor Day, you bring those bad boys back. I don't know why it changed. Now, your mom's a teacher, isn't she?
Yes, ma'am.
What does she teach?
She teaches EIP, ESOL.
And that is?
It's working with the children that need more help, like with math and reading and different things like that.
Does she really enjoy it?
Yes, she does.
Would you want to be a teacher?
Yes, I think I do want to be a teacher.
Good, good. Now, seeing your mom, she's juggled career, children. How many children in your family?
There's me and 3 others.
Okay. And all your siblings, y'all all have a very positive attitude, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Did it come from Daddy or Mama? Combination?
Probably.
Combination. Yeah, combination. Well, for folks who don't know, Abby's dad is Bobby Collins, who happens to be insurance agent extraordinaire. He has done my problem insurance for about 30 years. I don't know, 25 years, something. Golly, we've known each other a long, long time. That is amazing. As a matter of fact, I remember when you were in the oven before you were born. So it's been a while. It's been a while. But, you know, it is important that families in our community help families in our community. And you've seen that firsthand, up front and firsthand. And I know they've made a difference. I know they have. And I know you've made a difference in the community because people look up to you and say, wow, you know, she never sat back and she never said, why me? She said, why not me? Why not me? So, awesome. We're going to take a break and we're going to bring on a lady who's going to talk about the tornadoes. Now, that was 3 months ago, and it's old news. Everybody says, that's 3 months ago, it's gone. No. This is going to bring it right up front to you, close and personal. If you've heard about it, but you haven't actually been there, I've been there. When you walk through the devastation, Joni Smithwick is going to take you on a walk, on a ride, on a trip through the most amazing devastation Georgia has ever seen. And from this came great, great stories of hope. So we're going to come back from a break. We're going to go to our sponsors, take care of business, my buddy Rich Scott, and then we're going to come back and we're going to let Joni tell you what's going on tonight on ETC, and that it's going to be available on DVD. So if you think you saw the tornadoes, you will really see the damage up close and personal tonight right here on ETC. We'll be right back. We're back. Okay, Thursday is kind of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. I never know what I'm going to do. I never know who I'm going to throw in here as a co-host. I just kind of choose Thursdays to be kind of a mix-it-up pop. We are really mixing it up on ETC because we have been talking about for a couple of months now the tornadoes. It's been a topic around the community, around the towns, about the jobs it created, about the loss it created, about the different things that happened. But unless you've seen it up close and personal, you really don't understand the devastation. I've seen it up close and personal. The day of the tornadoes, I was out in the roads walking among the pine trees. The smells were unbelievable. We took pictures, we got video, and then I said, everybody needs to take this trip. Well, Joni Smithwick is joining us, and she's going to take you on this trip. Ringgold, Georgia was probably the hardest hit in Georgia. And the lives lost was incredible. I mean, you just don't think about one moment. In one moment, that town was destroyed. Now, you've seen it up close and personal.
I have, and the documentary shows that. We take you from the day before. We talk with tons of people. We talk with the sheriff of Walker County, which is right next to Catoosa County, which is Ringgold, and they also got hit. We talk with the EMA director of Pickens County, who talks about all the devastation there. We talk with a volunteer from Ringgold, so they all tell about their days before, and then we tell about the day of, and we take you through. We have some actual video footage of the tornado in Ringgold. And to see it, it was the F4 tornado, and there were tons of them that hit that day, but to see it on a video, and I'm sure to be there in person and to experience it. I mean, you were in Pickens County that day. You know it's different.
The smell was wet, and the trees, because all the trees were snapped so quickly, the smell of pine in the air was what got me. You know, it was just like pine, just nothing but pine, and it was so weird.
Yeah, you'll probably always remember that too. And we actually have a clip of your morning broadcast warning people about all that. You know, no one knew. No one knew it was going to be as bad as it was. And then it takes you through the day after, everybody waking up and seeing the devastation. You know,
Right.
the sheriff of Walker County talks about how people were just basically walking around like zombies. They didn't know what to do. And then the days after, and the volunteers, the thousands and thousands of volunteers that came into the towns, including 11 of our guys from ETC that went to Ringgold and Trenton and helped
Right.
with their cable company, and then also the guys from Tri-State Electric and Blue Ridge that went and helped with their power lines, and the hope that people had. And the community that happened as a result of it. So it's touching, and I've really been honored because I'm from Walker County. So it's close to my heart.
Definitely. Now, what time will it air tonight?
It will air tonight at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And DVD sales will open up tomorrow, and you can call 706-276-9877, and copies are $25 if you
Okay.
decide that that's something you want to keep for yourself.
It is something that I don't think we'll ever forget, because
Right.
we survived the tornado of '94, and although our business was completely destroyed, we were very fortunate. Both ends of town got hit, and so many people right next to a house that was devastated had no damage at all. And you show that in this, because there were homes that were right next door to total devastation that had nothing done to them.
There was one couple in Flintstone, Georgia, that the sheriff of Walker County talks about. His uncle was in this neighborhood, and even in the houses, there are certain rooms that weren't affected, and the rest of it's just gone. There was an older couple that hid in a closet, and that was the last room standing.
Wow.
And you just don't understand why those things happen, but you know, it has to be God
Right.
watching over these people.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because when we went into Pickens County the day of, the morning after, we had a camera, and we were standing at this little home, a little square home, and all that was left was the little room. And in the front of the room, where the elderly couple were watching television, the couch was turned over that the one person was on, and the recliner was turned over that the other person was on. But on the wall, and only part of a wall was left standing, was a picture of the Bible with a candle. And Freddie zoomed in on that, because I said, in all the devastation and all the destruction, Pickens County was so fortunate because we had no deaths. When you saw this mass destruction and you looked at this couch and it was turned over, and 2 feet from that was the recliner and it was turned over, and these elderly people were pinned in this. Their children and their neighbors came to their aid and got them out. But then you look and there's part of a wall, just a tiny wall. It's kind of like the wall behind us. Just a portion of a wall hanging there was that picture of the Bible. And I thought, that is truly God, because these 2 elderly people had lived in this home for 50 years. That was home. We went by there the other day, and now there are a lot of double-wide mobile homes going into the place where the houses were destroyed. Have you seen cleanup now? Did you get to see some of the mass destruction? And now, have you seen that they have some new homes now?
I haven't seen in Pickens County, but we've been to Ringgold, and we don't have any footage of what it looks like currently. But I've spoken with officials in Ringgold.
It's improving.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, the difference between what it looked like on April 28th and what it looks like now is massive. And I mean, it's going to continue to be, I mean, it's going to take years to
Right.
recover from something like this, but we're working towards it, you know?
Yeah. And it is one of those things from Arkansas to Mississippi to Alabama to Georgia to the Carolinas to Tennessee. You know, the Southeast was really, really hit. And Southerners do something that nobody else has the ability to do. We come together. We come together. Give us a reason to make tater salad and we'll show up. I mean, that's just the truth, you know.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
like to help each other. And I think nowhere has it shown but in this area where people were, strangers were going into Alabama. Rainsville, Alabama was so destroyed and so many lives lost. And people from Georgia were getting in their cars, even though we had destruction here, they're saying they need us more. So it has been an amazing story, and it's great that you decided to share this with folks. Now, again, the DVD will be available tomorrow,
Correct.
and the phone number to call,
706-276-9877.
there you go. Place your order, and a keepsake. A keepsake
Yes.
that is, it's not great memories, but great things have come from it. Great things have come from it.
We
So-
don't need to forget them.
No, absolutely not. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a break and we're going to the community calendar. And we're going to listen to some amazing, soulful, thoughtful, really good, mellow music. And I'm going to take just a little rest. Because during this time, you can reflect. When you listen to Palmer Williams music, you want to kind of reflect and you kind of want to get in the groove. And his music really makes you want to chill and it makes you want to rock a little bit and recline a little bit, rest a little bit. And then he gets you fired up. He is such an amazing guy. He couldn't be with us today, but he sent the next best thing. He sent his mother-in-law. You will love her. She is 82 years old. Stand-up comedian. Are you kidding me? I can't remember what I had for breakfast, and this lady does stand-up comedy. So, but we're going to get to meet her. And Palmer sent his best half. He sent his wife. Palmer's actually at home, I think, getting the kids to Vacation Bible School. So, and that's something that dads do in today's world. It's kind of a multi thing. Dad does a little, mom does a little. Palmer may be sitting at home watching, but right now you're going to get to hear some of Palmer Williams' original music. He writes it, he sings it, he performs it, and he's got the soul going on in this music. So sit back and enjoy Palmer, and then when we come back, you're going to get to meet his wife and his mother-in-law. Thank you very much. Okay, Jennifer said, are you ready? And I want to say, we're ready, Freddie. Freddie's not here. Abby's here. We're ready, Abby. Okay, y'all, we are welcoming a lady who, at 82 years old, does comedy stand-up routines. Are you nuts? Why are you doing this? And what is up with you?
I love it.
You
I had to
love
put
it.
it on hold for many years.
Okay, now you told me you had your children late in life. 33 and 42 is late
right.
in life, yeah.
Right. Annetta was born when
Annetta
I was
number
42.
2.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And then you took care of your mom and dad.
Yes.
And then you
And then
decided.
to do what I love.
And you also told me there was a point in your life that you were on stage doing comedy, and Annetta was on stage with you.
Yes,
What
Annetta
she
was on
doing?
stage. I had to bring her up because I didn't have a babysitter, and you know, we mothers are particular about who we babysit, you know, for our children.
Yeah.
And I would take her on stage with me. She
Wow.
would sing, and she
Did
would,
you sing today?
and she stole the show.
Can you sing today?
I'm too shy. I'm too shy. Should have brought Palmer.
Yeah. Now, Annetta, you're a teacher.
I am. I'm
Okay.
a teacher.
You
and,
chose the teaching profession. Why?
She was a teacher for 40 years, so it kind of rubbed off on me. And I just always have liked children, and it just went from there. At first, I was a business major, and then
No.
realized that it was a little bit colder in that world for me than I needed. So education has really been a great fit for me. So I
Okay,
really
now
enjoy
you
it.
can bring home some material for Mom today.
Oh.
Because I'd say what you see in the classroom, Mom can use on stage
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that's
Now,
for
did
sure.
you take some of the things from your teaching profession back to
Yes, I
comedy?
did. In fact,
Okay.
I have 2 little jokes, and then my everyday life, you know. And my little grandson said, "Grandma, do you have a boyfriend?" I said, "No, I can go to McDonald's all by myself." And then the other one where I was in the classroom and I asked them what they like to be when they grew up. And so a little girl said a nurse. And then a little boy said a fireman. And I came to this little white boy, and he said, I want to be a black football player when I grow up.
Oh, no.
So I use the real things right in life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, when you got out on you decided to do the comedy traveling, and at 82, where do you choose to go? What clubs do you hit?
Well, on Wednesday, the 27th, I go to Laughing Skull. And I'll perform there, which I have performed there before. And the Funny Farm, Annetta, I don't know what area.
It's in Roswell. It's at Andretti's, which is kind of like an indoor, but then they also have the Funny Farm. And then the Laughing Skull is in the Vortex restaurant. It's pretty popular. It's downtown Atlanta off Peachtree.
Right.
And so in the back is the Laughing Skull. So it's really popular. A lot of top acts from around the nation have gone there. So, and then next, probably in January or so, she's flying out to California to do the Comedy Store, the open mic night at the Comedy Store, which is another area where a lot of the Hollywood, celebs frequent to see, what's up and coming in comedy. So we're really excited about that.
Yes, and years ago I performed at the Comedy Store, and they're looking for me. And I'll be there for 2 years
old, and you went back out on the road. Okay. All right. If you weren't doing this, what else do you do for fun?
Well, I love to look at TV, and thank you for having me on your show today. It's a pleasure.
We were looking forward to it because Palmer said, you got to meet my mother-in-law. Well, I'm looking for a mother-in-law joke because I think everybody is like, oh no. And I got to tell you, my late husband, long time ago husband, who he and my mother did not get along well, and Mother hated snakes. Well, we had a 6-foot boa constrictor in the house in a cage. Well, I'll never forget, and this is really good comedy routine. Mama is sitting on the couch, and he comes in and he looks, and he said, where's Cecil? And I said, is he not in his cage? He said, no, and he looks under the couch. And you've never seen my mama leave our house so fast in your life. So if you want to get rid of your mother-in-law, sit her on the couch and then pretend the boa constrictor's out.
Oh, my goodness.
That would get her out in a minute.
That's for sure.
Do you ever hear mother-in-law jokes from Palmer?
No, I don't. I'll have to ask him because
He said you're a good one. He said you're a good one.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think they go back and forth a little bit around the house. It's very funny in my house because, like she said, when I was growing up, she started her comedy at the Cleveland Comedy Club, and I was about 8 or 9, and I sang then, and she would take me on stage, and I remember singing "You Light Up My Life." I don't even remember who it's by,
Debbie
but
Boone.
there you go. I remember singing "You Light Up My Life," and I was like, oh my goodness, here I am on this stage, but she has been a ham for years, and the entertainment bug is in her. And then eventually it transferred to me because then I started singing, growing up and sang even until I got to college, and then met Palmer when I was in college, and then so we hit it off with the entertainment. So I think it's always been in her, and it's always been in me. And then of course, to be honest, as a teacher, I entertain daily, so they
You almost have to entertain as a teacher.
Yeah, and you've
And that
got to keep
keeps-
them interested.
Yes.
and I even use songs to teach my math concepts because I'm a
Wow.
math teacher in 7th grade math. So
Awesome.
she started it.
Okay, now at 82 years old, your goal in life would be what? What do you want to achieve before you leave here?
Well, I just want to leave a legacy to people that you have to love everybody, and that will help people. And for them to laughing is the best medicine.
Absolutely.
And if you just keep laughing, George Burns went until he was 100 years old, and Bob Hope went until he was 100. In fact, I went in the inaugural with, at President Reagan's inaugural, I went in with Bob Hope because
awesome.
Annetta was in the Singing Angels, and Bob Hope gave each one of the Singing Angels, I think it was how many of you all?
About 400 of us.
About 400. He gave them each, I think, $5 a piece.
Yeah, in a wallet.
In a wallet.
Funny.
So, I knew Bob Hope, and then I have traveled many, many times and around the world, representing the United States government around the world. And I sang Summertime on the stage in China.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And,
now, who sang that originally? Etta James?
I'm not
Let me,
sure.
who
It
sang
may
that
be.
originally? Let me think about this.
know.
I have
It
to
may
think about
be.
it. Yeah, I think it was.
Etta
I think it
James.
was. Is there anybody that people say you remind them of?
Mama's maybe.
That's what I was saying. See, I grew up with her because my mama loved that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, oh yeah. And when I
Yeah.
first met you, I thought, oh wow, she's reincarnated.
Mom's
And at
baby.
my age, I always tell this joke that brings moms out. I'll be 83 my next birthday, and it's very hard for us to find a mate. So some of my friends will go anywhere and do anything to find a mate. A friend of mine went to a funeral, and as they left the graveside, a man was standing beside her, and she asked him, "How old are you?" And he said, 95. But she said, "No use to you going on." So that's one of mom's, the little moms bring
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Okay, talk about your family life. Did you come up with comedy because of things that happened in your family, or did you just everyday life? Where did the comedy
Just everyday
start?
life, I just loved it. I just loved making people laugh. And I've always been a person that was, I guess, a happy type of person. My mom died when I was the age of 8.
Oh, wow.
And I stayed with a brother, which was, my mom told him to take me, educate me. And so he did.
Wow.
So I was the only child for many years because they didn't have any children. So I was very happy, and they gave me a lot of things, but I always remembered that they are taking care of me, and I've got to help them to help me. So some of the things I wanted, I wouldn't ask for it because I didn't want them to feel uncomfortable trying to get it for me. So as I say, it came from happiness. And even today, I'm very happy, and I just love people. I'm a people person.
Okay, now being a grandma, do the grandkids sometimes look at you and say, "You're just too hip for a granny"?
Oh,
Do they-
well,
One of the coolest they know, because my daughter has one of these little books that says, I guess it's like Pepsi or Coke, and you ask all these different questions, and one of them was, who's the coolest old person you know? And Nia was asking me, "Mom, who's the coolest old person?" I said, she said Grandma, right? I said, yeah, Grandma is the coolest person I know. And one of the reasons why, just as far as to fast forward to her, to current time, one reason why she came here was when Palmer got the job with Tyler Perry. I had started teaching just the month before because I was an at-home mom, and we had decided beans and wieners were getting a little old, so I had gone back to
about
work.
3 weeks of that crap, you got to go to work.
So I was going back to work, going back to teaching, and a month later he gets a job with Tyler Perry. Well, I'm already out of the house, and he's gone, months at a time, so Grandma was willing to fill in the slot there, and so she gets him off the bus and gets some, homework started, and at 82, it's just amazing. And so in the summertime, we're able to revitalize her comedy because I'm off, and I can kind of take her around and let her do the things that she likes because she gives so much to us during the year.
Exactly.
I want to make sure that she gets to do some of the things that fulfill her.
I just love it, and they give me work for my comedy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. How would you spend a week with me, honey? You have more stuff than you'll ever need.
Yes.
That's one of the things I wanted to ask you. As a working mom, I see some comedy in my life every single day, and I'm
right.
like, I need to write that down. I need
Yes.
to write that down because a woman's life is either lots of fun or lots of tragedy.
And we
And
everything.
You can, you
yes.
can mix the two. You can mix the
Yes.
two because you can take a really down day and you can turn it into a funny day.
Right.
You can
We're
turn
the
it into a funny
doctor,
day.
we're the lawyer, we are everything as mothers and grandmas.
Now, when you watch Tyler Perry's movies, and I want to tell you, I wish I could remember the name of this. I watched it twice this weekend.
Okay.
I love he's a great comedian, but he's a better person. Because when I watched this movie, it starred Kathy Bates, and I just love her. She's like my idol. Any woman who
yes.
can do what she did in Fried Green Tomatoes is like my idol. She's the meanest white woman ever walked. I just love her. But
plays
in
a
the
role.
movie I watched this weekend, and I can't even remember the
A
name.
Family That Prays. That's the one that she's in.
This is
if
the
it's a
one
Tyler Perry movie.
where she has a friend they were friends for 30
Yep,
years. Her
that's
son
it.
puts her through the ringer. Her son takes everything. Her son's nailing her to the cross and gonna leave her destitute.
Right.
And she puts him out. And I am loving that. I am loving that movie.
Yes.
And I said everything about Tyler's writings, it's funny.
Yes,
But it's
and it
so
teaches.
thoughtful.
Yes.
It is.
Absolutely. Do you think somebody in his life made a difference? A grandmother, I think.
Yes, I believe a
Grandmother
his
and a mother.
And, his
And
mother.
he had a lot of tragedy in his background, a lot of abuse as a child from
Right.
his own father. And he even, was on Oprah and talked about a lot of the mental and physical abuse and even sexual abuse. I mean, he went through.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of his writing comes from. He wants to make people laugh, but while he has you laughing, he
Think,
makes you think.
think.
And that is, I think that's what has caused such an audience to draw to him, is because of what he gives them while they're sitting there laughing, they're learning. And I think that's really, and it's funny you mentioned that movie because Palmer was offered a role
Oh,
in that
honey,
movie.
I
And
watched it twice this weekend.
it was conflicting
Why
with
would
the
he not
play.
like it?
No,
Oh
it
my
wasn't
God.
that. Is that they had him in a
Okay.
play, and
Okay.
then it conflicted with the taping of the movie. So he is
Okay.
forever sad because he said he thinks
It
that is a great work by
It
Tyler.
is
Yeah.
a great film. And when I watched it, I stayed up till 1:30 in the morning to watch it, and then the next day I watched it again because at 1:30 in the morning you're thinking, did I get all of this? And when I realized at the end, I wasn't crazy about how the end because the lady died, and
Right.
that was so sad to me. But she left her friend and her friend's children everything.
Wow.
You know, she left that sorry son to the wayside
Right.
in his little new house over in that little bad neighborhood, and I
Right.
just loved it. I just loved it, and I loved the thoughtfulness about it. And I was watching it because I wanted something to laugh about.
Right.
And then when I got through, it wasn't just laughter; it
It
was
was-
thoughtful, very
Thoughtful,
thoughtful. So
yes,
yeah.
definitely.
Well, we're going to take a break for just a minute. We're going to go to the promo of when Jennifer. When Hope Becomes Home. So here we go. We're going to do this promo of tonight's program here on ETC3.
This is an area that they thought would never really get hit, but you don't know what it is till you actually see it.
About them, coming to your hometown and impacting the lives of the people that live in your neighborhoods and friends of yours, like that did impact our community on April the 27th.
It's very heartbreaking to watch what's happened to all these people, and the thing is, if it's not you, then it's somebody you know, or it's their family, or it's a member of your own family that's been affected. It's a nightmare is all I can say.
As soon as I come up to the exit off of Highway 75, where the Ringgold exit is, it almost takes your breath away, because you know what you're about to see. But when it's reality, it is different.
And hand in hand you're feeling alive again as hope now travels gently on the wind.
You know, it makes me want to appreciate the little things of life, you know, even more, because there's so many people out here that have the small things of life, it's gone to them.
When we come together despite all the weather of life, where darkness settles across the sky. Hope is waiting in the shadows of morning's light.
Okay, today is a positive day. It's a happy day. It's a fun day. I want to talk a minute about your bracelet, because your bracelet is a very positive. Tell me about this little bracelet.
This is the bracelet you get when you go to the Camp Sunshine for people who have had treatment and all, and there's no other bracelet like this. You only get it when you go to this camp.
Wait, let me tell you what I just noticed about it. It matches Miss Ann's outfit.
The red,
It
white, and
matches
blue.
Miss Ann's outfit. It's got the red, white, and the blue on it. Why do you think they chose those colors?
Well, they each year they choose the colors that go on it. They do a different one every year you go, and they choose the colors to go on it to kind of go along with our theme for the week. And this year our theme was red, white, blue, stars, stripes, and sunshine forever.
Wow, cool. Now I want to ask you something. Through all the things you've gone through, has there been a little comedy in what's happened to you?
Yeah.
Have there been some times that you're like, that was funny, that was really funny, yeah. And you want to share those funny
Yes.
moments, whether it be during a crisis or during a tragedy.
Right.
I mean, one of the greatest movie scenes in the history of movies is when Malin is at Shelby's casket in Steel Magnolias, and hit her Weezer, knock her lights out, and they're out there. Those women are at a tragedy scene, and it turns into a comedy scene.
Wow.
You have to go from the lowest point
That's
in your life
right.
to the highest point in your life.
It's just like these days are hard days, and you have to be funny, you know, have to get something that would enlighten you, so that you won't be so depressed.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of stress out there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I was-
Now, as a teacher, where did you teach? Were you in Ohio?
No. Oh, yes.
Yes,
I was in
okay.
Ohio, yes.
Okay, all right. So when you came to the South, why did you decide to come down here and stay? Because there's more comedy about us. You can write comedy about the South. We are good.
I love it here.
We are
but
good.
I was born here in
Okay,
Alabama.
Okay.
Yes, so,
all right. What part of
I'm-
Alabama?
Wetumpka.
Near Birmingham.
You don't
And
know.
near
You don't
Birmingham.
know that I know where Lake Wetumpka is, do you?
Wow.
I have a friend who
What?
goes over there and sings gospel music there once a year.
Is that
And let me tell you
right?
about that place. That's hotter than Hades in there. That place is hot. It is
Wow.
hot. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now as a grandma, I know you get some comedy routines from that. And as a teacher, you have some comedy from that. Have you had some life's events that happened to you that were just plain funny?
Oh, yes, I'm sure I have. Yes.
Are there
I
any
can't think
men in your life that were funny?
Well,
Now, see, I could do a comedy routine about men.
Yes,
So,
I
are there any men in your life that were funny?
well, not too much, so
Okay,
as
all
far
right.
as funny.
What about Dad?
Well, it could have been, because her dad, I met him in Jamaica. I was on
Yeah,
a
that
trip
was funny.
in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Tell them about that. Well,
Yes, I was a businesswoman.
Not
first
looking for no
part of
man.
my life. Wasn't looking for a man at all. And the teachers was going down there on a trip. And I had this little child. And so they didn't want to go with me because I had a child. They said, you're not going to meet anybody with a child. And so I got very angry. I took a plane. So I took my child and I went on a plane.
And you did.
And right. And so they didn't meet that's where I met her father.
So they told you couldn't, and you showed them
Right,
you
and
could.
I showed them.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said, if you want me, you know, you have to take my child too, you know.
And that is so many single moms out there looking for a good dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Now, your brother. What's your brother like?
My brother is a big entertainer too, to be honest. A lot of energy. She actually, he was born in Ireland. She was on a plane going to England, and the plane had to come down because
You
her
are kidding
water
me.
broke. And there was heavy fog, and the plane came down in Ennis County, Clare, Ireland. And the mayor came out, and the mayor's wife, I think, gave him a christening mug. So his name is Anthony Litchford Patrick, because he was born in Anthony Litchford Patrick Jones, because he was born in Ireland. So she's had international.
The Irish people would not let me leave there without
Giving
naming
him a partial
Patrick.
Irish name.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the women from New York would go down and have a baby there because it was only $41 to have your baby and everything. But it cost me $800 in those years.
$41.
$41, the doctor and the hospital.
In Ireland.
Dr.
gosh.
Lynn, I will never forget his name.
Okay, incredible. Now, what kind of entertainer is your brother?
Well, as far as entertainment, just like he has his own radio show, like he'll do a lot of sports, more sports entertainment. So I think it takes a personality, absolutely,
yeah.
to be able to have a radio or a TV show. And so I think that's how it comes out for him. He doesn't necessarily sing or act, but he definitely is a people person and a
Does he
conversationalist.
like what mom's doing at 82?
I think he does.
Yeah,
He does.
yeah,
He's glad to just see her still moving and going.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so he misses her because she's here. I've taken her, brought her to Georgia, but he knows that she's taken care of here.
Now, do you ever go to nursing homes and influence people to get up and quit sitting there and get active? Do you ever do that?
No, I haven't gone to nursing
That's a
homes
good
yet
idea.
because I've been very busy, you know, at home, taking care of the children during the school year.
We have a local nursing home here, and I had 3 of the people on from there, and man, I loved it. They came on, they were dressed to the nines, and they had the nails done and all this, and they were like, what was the title they had? I can't remember. Miss Nursing Home of Georgia or something.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
And these ladies were like so competitive. And I'm looking, they're
Right.
like 93, 91,
Wow.
89, and they're so competitive. And they're like, each
that's
one of
awesome.
them is worried about what the other's wearing and saying and doing, and
Well,
I
that's good.
loved
That
it.
keeps-
Oh, yeah.
I may have to
them
look into
active.
that
Mhm.
for
You need
her
to- you need to
because
think about that.
that would
Yeah.
be motivational. Truly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Now, how do you motivate people to get up and not just sit down and give up at 82?
Well, they have to keep busy. You have to keep moving and be active to and not to give up because there's always something to do.
Always
And
something
don't,
to do.
as I say, don't give up.
Now, we got to talk about your children a minute. If we don't,
Okay.
there'll be something said. Mom, you didn't even mention us.
Okay.
Tell us about your kids.
Well, we have a 9-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and then I have a stepdaughter too, and she's grown, 20-something, and so. You know, they just keep us busy. They play baseball and t-ball. My daughter started acting. Actually, my son and daughter did an acting camp this summer. Someone who was working for Tyler Perry dressing the sets. She actually started her own camp for acting for kids.
Wow.
And we put our 2 kids in it, and they loved it this summer. So they start on a Monday, and Friday they have a full production. She has them do the set. That's the art part of their day. So she keeps them from about 9 until 3. And so that was, you know, a really good experience. So, you know, I just try to see what the gifts are in my kids and put them in a direction that'll help them to fulfill that. You know.
And the 5-year-old does a sign language.
Oh,
and,
Luke. That's her heart.
I love them all.
She loves them all, but she's at home most with Luke is at home more because he'll start kindergarten this year. But yeah, we sent him to Vanya's Little Einsteins, and she taught him 3 different languages, sign language, French, and Spanish. And so he's teaching me,
Oh, my God.
you know, different things. And I took French and Spanish, but it was a long time ago. So some words I remember a little bit, but you know, some I'm like, okay, what's that
Looks
word
like,
again?
Mom, it's easy.
Right, exactly.
And he brings his homework home, and I tell him, I can't help you on the French and the sign language too much.
Yeah.
So we love them. They're definitely
Okay, there's
a
another
blessing.
movie that I really, really loved, and I went to the theater to see this movie with somebody else, and they didn't like it, and they said it was boring, and I absolutely loved it. Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith and his child were in this
yes.
film. Can you see your husband and one of your children in a film?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I definitely could. And I think that's what we're trying to get them comfortable now. For those, because my daughter Nia and little Palmer, he's 9, and then Luke is 5. I think their interest is peaked. I mean, they flip channels and there's their dad on TV.
yeah.
You know, it's
Oh,
still
yeah.
kind of surreal for me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
there's my husband, you know. But I think that they're getting a little bit of a bug, and so we're trying to, you know, let them have experiences that'll kind of calm their nerves and kind of get them out there. Because Palmer always tells a story about how he sang a solo. He was at a church, and he's walking down the aisle crying the whole time and singing the solo.
Oh, wow.
You know, and so it's just, they have to become comfortable with it. But I definitely could see the two of them in a movie, you know, it's like Will Smith and his,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was one comedian that said everybody in that house has a job because the mom, the wife has got a show and the daughter has a singing career, so everybody's working. So
Well, the one interview that I don't know if I'll ever get to do because I'd have to go to Chicago is Chris Garner, that the film Pursuit of Happiness was done about.
Yes,
And it's also a true life story. And it went from the very lowest point in the world.
Right.
He's one of the most successful men in the world.
Yes.
Forget being a black man. He's
Right.
one of the most successful men
Right,
in the world.
exactly.
And he was in the gutter as low as it gets. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Love, love, love it.
Yes,
Yes,
I actually had a chance to hear him speak at a convention
Oh,
that I
my
went to.
gosh.
He was the keynote speaker, and it is very inspirational.
Very inspirational.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can inspire others. And I think that's your job at 82. I'm giving you a job.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, I want you to
Yes.
start hitting the nursing home circuit too.
Yeah.
All
Number
right.
one, it's good practice for you, and it will motivate other people. It will
Wonderful.
motivate other
Oh,
people.
yes.
Yeah.
Because she tells me a lot of times, she says, Mommy, you're doing a lot of things that other people are not doing, even at 65.
Absolutely.
And I did nursing while I was teaching. I had
In your spare time.
2 jobs.
Yeah, you
Yes.
got 2 kids and you got your comedy
Right.
career and you got, okay, yeah, I
Right.
got you going on.
And
Yeah.
That's her.
so
Yeah.
this is, yeah.
Yeah, you could inspire others, and I think that's what you will do today. People will sit back and say, "Wow, there's something I wanted to do as I got older, and I didn't do it. Go back and do it." Go back
And I
do
was
that.
nursing with people that was 72, and I think maybe I was 79. My last nursing patient, I was 80 years old.
Oh wow!
Yes,
that is
and she and I had taught together.
Oh, how
And she's
fun.
90. She's 91 now.
Yeah.
She's 91. So I still go to see her, and I still call some of my patients that I had in my nursing years. I taught for 47 years, and I nursed for almost 50 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Nursed by night and taught
Teacher
by
by
day.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Isn't
And
that
they and my patients helped me on some of my lesson plans and so forth.
something? Is this what you're calling overachiever?
Yes.
I think that this
Yes.
is an overachiever.
And the thing about it, you got to love what you do.
Absolutely.
I love nursing, and I loved teaching. I was as I say, a people person. Yes. So when you in a job and you love what you do, it makes it easy, very easy for you.
Absolutely. And that is part of it. I don't care what you're dealt in life. Turn it around and make
That's
a
right.
positive out of negative every single time. Every
That's
single
right.
time. Now you got to make me a promise because the
Okay.
crew loves Palmer. Loves him. I got a bunch of people in here who just love your husband. So you got to bring him back next
All right,
time.
I will do my best. He
and
tells
if
me don't plan his life, but I'll do my
Oh, we don't plan your lives like crap. We don't plan my life.
Okay. But I will make a good college try. Get him back
Let's
there. I
try
will
get
do
him
that.
back on here, and I'd love to meet your children.
Okay.
You know, bring the kids because it is.
Oh,
It's like the
they'll love
first
it.
time I asked Abby to be on here, and she
Abby
said,
did a
"What do
great
you want me to do?" And I said, "Just be with me, because in 10 years you get my job."
That's right. It's a learning experience. It's exposure, you know?
Absolutely.
Very
I think
good.
it's the
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
So nice.
You're
of you
sowing a
to
seed
want
back
to do
into.
that.
Now tell folks again how to find Mom. We got a minute and a half. We got to go.
Okay. She is going to be she's going to be at the Laughing Skull Lounge on July 27th at the open mic night. And then, you know, I'll put her on YouTube every now and then. She does have a little skit on there as well.
Okay.
So that's about
And
it.
it's
Just keep-
Ann Romans, Romans,
That's
to
correct.
YouTube. So check that out.
Yes.
There you go. And if they want to see Palmer's music, to buy Palmer's music, they
They can go on CD Baby or iTunes.
Okay.
Or they can go to palmerwilliamsjr.com and go on his website, and it'll give them links, and even links to the Tyler Perry and see episodes and things like that on TBS. Yeah.
There you go. go. There you go. Okay, we got to do something we never do. We never say goodbye here, do we?
Nope.
Never say goodbye, but we'll say see you later. Abby will be back soon. She goes back to school, and I lose my Thursday co-host. From North Georgia Now Today, we don't say goodbye, but we say have a great, great day. Have a positive day. And let me tell you something, honey. Do something for somebody else today. It will come back to you 10,000 times. From North Georgia Now Today, I'm Cherie.
And I'm Abby.
And we'll see you again only on ETC3.
Find a way out. A crack, a pipe, or a field of hallucinogenic weeds to suppress the symptom, but not the cure. What's really killing me? A mental band-aid that only hides my true sins and keeps the bacteria of life out of the wound I suffered when I last fell. Surfacing my